everybody, what is going on today? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys the best and fastest way to get through Conquest maps here in MLB The Show 23. But first, you guys, do me a favor, as always, make sure to smash that like button for me. Subscribe down there to the channel, man. Subscribe, even though it's scrolling up here. I appreciate it, you guys. Make sure you have those notifications on also so you always know when we're live, when videos are posting, when shorts are posting, and all of that good stuff, man. We're going to hop right in here to Conquest. I'm going to show you guys the fastest way to bust through these things because they can be a little tedious if you're not quite sure exactly what you're doing. But first, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsor. Hey, everybody, got a big announcement for you guys. We just partnered here with Power A Gaming. You guys can now get 5% off at powera.com using code BIGTOM. All right, just Big Tom, no K, no 22 on it, just code BIGTOM. Make sure to visit powera.com so you can take advantage of those discounts with MLB The Show 23 rolling out here. This way, you guys can fix all those broken controller problems when you get frustrated playing online. So you guys make sure to support on the channel. Use code Big Tom here with Power A Gaming, and I am so excited to have them on board. Thanks for joining, guys. All right, you guys, so here we are. We're in Conquest. We're going to go right into it right here. If you don't know where to go to get into Conquest, you're going to actually go to single player modes right here and then get this Conquest tab up right here, and then you'll go march into it. If you happen to be new to MLB The Show in general, and you haven't ever played Conquest before, or if this is your first time playing Diamond Dynasty and you're not aware of it, make sure the first thing you do is you go through and play these batter up 1, batter up 2, and batter up 3 maps. I know it might look like a little bit extra. You'll learn a little bit of stuff along the way, not a whole lot, but it's going to teach you how to play mini seasons. The way I like to kind of attribute mini seasons to is the board game Risk. You know, I'm old, so board games, but the board game Risk, that's what it's really a lot like. It's command and conquer, right? You want to take over the most territories, take over all the territories, take over the strongholds, and then you defeat all of the map, right? So that's what you get. And you're going to get lots of awards, rewards, packs, stubs, XP, and cards, all that good stuff along the way. There's hidden rewards the first time you play through all of these maps also, which is great. There's several maps here in the game at launch as well. So after you've played through those, you'll kind of have a good general idea of how it works. And if you notice here, it says at the top, learn the basics, acquire fans, reinforce territories, and conquer occupied spaces. So it's going to teach you just the basics of it in that one. The next lesson is going to be steal fans and capture strongholds. That's how you're going to earn more stubs. And then the final lesson is going to be tackle turn-based goals and multiple strongholds. Now, that one right there is something that doesn't appear in every single map, and it's actually not in a lot of the maps. A lot of times they'll have no turn-based missions and all. And what I mean by that is sometimes it'll tell you you have to steal a certain amount of fans or beat a certain stronghold by the end of turn 1 or turn 2. So you just want to make sure you pay attention to your goals, because if you don't pay attention to the goals when you go into each map, and when you go into each map, you can actually pull up and look at the goals by pressing the triangle or the Y button, or the X button, I guess, on Nintendo. And you can come up here and you can actually see the goals, the different goals. So you want to make sure to scroll through all these, find out if there's any of those defeat so-and-so by this turn or whatever in there. So that way you're covered for stuff like that. But play through those. That's going to give you a good basis. And then I recommend going and doing this World Baseball Classic one first. I know some people are going to want to do these Team Affinity ones first and bust through those. I think that World Baseball Classic program is where you can get a lot of good cards right now, as well as Team Affinity too. But it's very imperative to understand exactly how you're playing it. So what you're going to want to do first, is, and we're going to restart this map. Let's restart it just so we can actually get it. We finished this one yesterday on the live stream here. So what you're going to do is you're going to fortify your position where it starts you at your stronghold. So right now it starts me with 15 spots. I'm going to fortify these. I'm going to move them all around and kind of take all these little extra hexes around me. Every 3 hexes that you take over with your team or your positions right here, your color of your team, that's going to get you 1 extra reinforcement point. So when you reinforce on those turns, you can add reinforcements to one of these positions that you're moving around. I like to personally only move around one thing. Once I get a stronghold done, I try to fill in all the hexes around it. So that way I can go ahead and just kind of lock it in right there so they don't take it back away from me. All right. And then what you can do is you'll move around the map. You can pick anywhere to start on this one. There's no turn-based missions, so you can go straight for, the Giants or the Reds or whoever you want to go for. We'll go straight to the Reds right here because I can show you exactly what I mean. You don't have to play any of these. You can simulate all these games. Sometimes they're going to steal some of your fans over here. That time they didn't. I took theirs. And then when you get up next to the stronghold, like it shows right here, you can actually go down here. You're going to have to play these. You have to play these games. But when it says all-star difficulty, you don't have to play it on all-star difficulty unless the turn-based mission, for whatever reason, says it. That's very rare. Extreme Conquest is about the only time that happens. I'll make a special video for that when that drops. But what you want to do is if you want to get this on rookie, and I don't suggest doing this on the first turn. I'm doing it right now on the first turn just to show you guys. You can actually just push the pause button and go to skip to steal fans phase. You don't have to steal any fans on this map either because it's not one of the missions. So you don't have to do that. I believe on the US Conquest map, you actually have to, but not on this one. So we're going to skip again to the reinforce phase. When we get here, we're going to actually add these spots to it. And if you keep doing this and just keep hitting pause and going to skip to the attack phase, eventually you're going to get that down to veteran, and then you'll get it down to rookie. And because you don't have to beat the map within a certain amount of turns, you can actually play every single one of these games on rookie if you'd like. All right. At worst, you might have to play like 1 or 2 on veteran by the end just because you've skipped so many turns. But that's not that bad. Rookie and veteran playing on those difficulties are pretty easy. And so if you prefer to play on a different difficulty, that's fine. It's just a little easier to get through the map the first time you try it if you play on the easier difficulties. But some people don't like the pitch speeds that are being a little bit slower on rookie and veteran. So if you're used to All-Star or Hall of Fame or God forbid Legend, then I guess you can do that as well. But that's it, man. You're going to do that. So what I'm going to do is after I took the reds here, I would fill in and fortify this position around it, and kind of fill in all the hexes right here, all around it, lock it in there, and then I would build and expand to these empty ones. What you want to do at the very beginning, though, when you first start out from whatever stronghold it gives you, like this position in the center, you want to try to fill in as many of the blank empty hexes as you possibly can. And it might take a couple turns, 2 or 3 turns, but you want to fill in as many as you possibly can because that's going to give you more reinforcements every turn that you go through, which is going to get you to lower difficulties sooner, all right, for the games. So it makes it pretty easy. Every once in a while, like I said, they will take your stronghold back. You have to fight back for it again and all that, but that's very rare. It doesn't happen all that often. I think last year throughout all of the Conquest maps, and I played the US map, I think 7 times we completed it last year. I think maybe 2 or 3 times they took a stronghold back. So it's not something that happens very often. So you don't have to worry about that so much. Now, the one that looks a little overwhelming to people, and these maps will play the exact same way. These Team Affinity maps will play the exact same way. You're going to start out on your stronghold, fortify the position, and then move on to the next grouping and group next stronghold after that. Do the same thing, rinse and repeat, all right? The one that looks overwhelming to some people a lot of times is this Nation of Baseball Conquest map. Now, when I do this one, I do the exact same thing. I fortify this position right here in the center where it starts me, and then I like to work my way west first. The reason is because if you notice on the map, there are way more empty hexes on the West Coast than there are on the East Coast because there's not as many teams. So as you fill in all of these, for every 3 you fill in, you're going to get 1 more reinforcement. Might not seem like a lot, but it adds up over the time playing through this entire map. Every time you go, you'll end up having like 2 or 3 different moving spots around the map with like 99 reinforcements on it. And you can actually function and work on multiple teams at once. So that's okay. If another team happens to take over one of the other strongholds, let's say the Red Sox are really good in this one. They happen to take over the Blue Jays stronghold, the Yankees won, the Mets won, and the Phillies won, or even more. That's fine. You're just going to have to play the Red Sox several times when you get to those strongholds. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You'll still take over the stronghold. It doesn't change anything about the map or how Conquest is played or anything. But I always like to move west, and then I work my way back east. It also is nice because you're knocking out this large, boring kind of chunk of the map and getting all this stuff out of the way before you get close to the end where you're really wanting to be and get all those packs and all your rewards and everything. So that's pretty much Conquest in a nutshell, though, guys. If you got any questions about it, I play most of the Conquest maps live here on streams. You can catch me playing through most of them. We played through the World Baseball Classic one yesterday. And we'll be playing through the US Conquest map and the Team Affinity ones here in the next week or so live on stream. So you guys make sure to stay tuned for that. But hope this video helps you guys out. Do me a favor, as always, make sure to smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe. You guys make sure you got those notifications on so you always know when we're live, when shorts are posted, when videos are posted. And I'll catch y'all guys on the next one. Thanks, everybody. Peace.